Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Anatevka. So tonight, please sing along, clap. If you don't know the words, you certainly know the melody. It's all going to be up on the screen, but please try to participate and be joyful as we welcome our village here and our Chazan.
Fiddler in the shul. Sounds crazy, no? But here in our little village of Temple Bethel, every one of us is a fiddler in the shul, trying to scratch out a pleasant, simple tune without breaking his or her neck. It isn't easy. You may ask, why do we stay here if it's so dangerous? We stay because Temple Bethel is our home. And how do we keep our balance? That I can tell you in one word. Tradition. Because of our traditions, we have kept our balance for many, many years. Here at Temple Bethel, we have traditions for everything. How to eat, how to sleep, even how to wear clothes, and who keeps the Cantor and Rabbi safe. For instance, we always keep our heads covered. We always wear a little prayer shawl. This shows our constant devotion to God. You may ask, how did this tradition start? I'll tell you, I don't know. But it's a tradition. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei Amlakim HaKadosh Baruch Bolchem LaShalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei Amlakim HaKadosh Baruch Can you hear us? Yeah. Then you're not singing loud enough.
So we have some village people who are taking care of our dinner tonight. They're called members of the board of Anatevka, and I'd like to invite them up to light our candles and to lead us in the Kiddush, but please do it from down here because we're kind of crowded up here.
So I just started by saying that the hardest working board members tonight are the ones who are in the kitchen and not here right now. Okay, so. Yes.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק של שבת.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam,
borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehilah lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, ve'otanu kiddashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodsheka, be'ahava uvratzon, hinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat.
And thank you to our board members for helping us prepare dinner, and those who are still in the kitchen, if they're out later, we will give them another honor. And we're going to continue with Lahado D to the tune of If I Were a Rich Man. Or as the Yiddish version was playing on Broadway, If I Were a Rothschild.
שבת בקרבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. היי! אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד לשמו תתפרק בצילה. לך דודי לקראת גאלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכוונך, כי מקור החרכה, בראש מקדם נזוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבת תפילה, לך דודי לקראת גאלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת גאלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורק מתעוררי. אורי, אורי, שידבר כבוד אדון הלילה. לך דודי לקראת גאלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Shabbat
the Baruch Hu to the tune of Far From the Home I Love. May be seated. So the first blessing before the Shema is a blessing about creation, about our world. So thanks to a suggestion from my husband, Jordan Lund, I thought maybe it would be, what? You're welcome. I thought it might be fun to look at the world of Shalom Aleichem, the man who wrote the original story that Fiddler on the Roof is based on. And so I'm just going to read a few of his wonderful quotes. Life is a dream for the wise, a game for the fool, a comedy for the rich, a tragedy for the poor. If somebody tells you you have ears like a donkey, pay no attention. But if two people tell you, buy yourself a saddle. And there are other words for donkey, but okay. No matter how bad things get, you got to go on living even if it kills you. This is an ugly and mean world, and only to spite it we mustn't weep. If you want to know, this is the constant source of my good spirit, of my humor. Not to cry out of spite, only to laugh out of spite, only to laugh. A wise word is not a substitute for a piece of herring. When the heart is full, it runs out of the eyes. The rich swell up with pride, the poor from hunger. Gossip is nature's telephone. You see how it is, my dear friends, there's no pleasing everyone. It's hopeless to even try. And the more you play the peacemaker, the less peaceful things become. You can take a Jew out of the shtetl, but you cannot take the shtetl out of the Jew, as we see here tonight. I will never permit myself to give in to American taste and lower the standards of art. I never turn down a drink. Among friends, it's always appropriate. A man is only a man, as they say, but brandy is still brandy. You'll find that in the Talmud, too. I haven't encountered that, although I have encountered some interesting things in the Talmud. A cantor, when he starts singing, it's like rain. Once it starts, it's hard to stop. That was said with love.
It was received with joy.
A bachelor is a man who comes to work each morning from a different direction. Without love, our life is a ship without a rudder, like a body without a soul. Love is a taste of paradise. Nice. And those are the words of wisdom from Shalom Aleichem. We continue with Ahavat Olam, with the music of Now I Have Everything.
ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובחנגי יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובחנגי יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו. אל תסיר ממנו לעולמי. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
And we rise for the Shema, which will be sung to the tune of Sunrise, Sunset.
Oh, no, this is Anatevka.
I'm sorry. It's
My bad. I gave her wrong information. Right.
Chamocha to the tune of To Life.
Yes. Moshe Miriam uvnei Yisrael lachanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedavar kodesh, nora te'ilot v'oseferet, mi kamocha malchutecha v'neka v'ogei aluteko, Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eki u'Yomeru, Adonai yelot ne'olam va'ed, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedavar kodesh, nora te'ilot v'oseferet, mi kamocha ne'emor kimata Adonai ve'Yakov u'yalom yachazak ne'nenu, Baruch atah Adonai Yisrael. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedavar kodesh, nora te'ilot v'oseferet, mi kamocha.
I think we'll have to keep that tune because that's the best Mi Chamocha I've heard in 11 years. So glad I have a drummer behind me.
I know, really. I know. Just follow us everywhere.
The Hashkivenu to the Sabbath prayer.
Please sing along. You know these words, people.
May the Lord protect and defend you. May God always shield you from shame.
Bless your children.
May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like David and Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's way. May God bless you and grant you long. May the Lord fulfill the Sabbath bread for you. May God make you good husbands and wives. May God give you someone who will care for you. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, dear our Sabbath prayer.
The Shamru to the tune of Miracle of Miracles.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
The Hatzi Kaddish to Do You Love Me? And we will continue with a silent Amidah to the same tune. So after the Hatzi Kaddish, we'll rise and just silently pray. And when you're done, you may be seated.
Yitgadal Yitgadash
Shemei Rabbi
Be'alma Divrah
Chirutei V'yamlich mechute b'chayachon u'v'yomecha u'v'chayetecha Beit Yisrael b'hagara u'v'mizman karif v'nimru
Shemei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam u'lam be'almaiha V'yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar V'yitaleh
V'yetaleh
Shemei Dekudashah
Berihu Leza mincha birchata V'shirata tushbechata V'nechemata da'amiram Be'amar
V'yimeru Amen
Amen
V'yimeru Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabba Da'amiram be'alma V'yimeru
Adonai Sevatai Tiftach Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Please continue in your heart. We'll start together, then we'll pray apart.
So at this time of great joy, we think of those in need of healing, whether of body, of mind, or spirit. We think of congregants and friends and family of congregants: Jonathan Davidson, Brenda Oppenheim, Boaz Hoppenstand, Julie Lobos, Gloria Mangus, Regina Pabo, Mark Carricker, Steve Lux, Jan Judman, Bracha Bat Hadassah, Nisha Bat Hadassah, J.D. Ferguson, and Amy Jones. If anybody would like to add a name, please do so as I look around the room. Please join us in the Misha Baroth, the prayer for healing.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
So a little bio on Shalom Aleichem. Here's from a story he wrote. What could be easier than to buy up the land of Israel from the Turks? So he writes this in a Yiddish language short story entitled Homesickness. The story describes how the inhabitants of an imaginary Russian shtetl are introduced to Zionism. At first, of course, they'd have to bargain. About a ruble more or a ruble less, what's the difference? What if the Turks don't want to sell the land, you might ask? But why wouldn't they? They need the money badly, and besides, we are their people. You could say we are relatives, brothers, Isaac and Ishmael. Shalom Aleichem wrote the story more than a century ago, when Palestine was still part of the Ottoman Empire. But the Russian public could read it only recently. That's because, in honor of the 100-year anniversary since the prolific author's death in 2016, some of his stories that were censored by the Soviet Union were translated to Russian for the very first time. This story expresses Zionist sentiments. It shows us the Shalom Aleichem that we didn't know, said Rabbi Baruch Gorin, editor of the Knyzhiki, I don't know how to pronounce it, Moscow-based publishing house, which translated the story from Yiddish. The story was not included in the Soviet collections because it didn't fit in with how Soviet authorities portrayed Shalom Aleichem, he said. Shalom Aleichem, of course, is best known for his Tevye and the Dairyman, and actually our own Dan Price came in with a milk bucket today, so he can be our Tevye for the evening. And of course, that's the story in which the film Fiddler on the Roof is based. Shalom Aleichem was born in the Russian Empire in 1859. He died in 1916. So again, the Soviet Union only published some of his stories because Zionism was not something they were too much in favor of. So his original name was Shalom Rabinovitz, the greatest Yiddish author of all time and a Jewish cultural hero. His writing is comical, satirical, and realistic about the state of poverty and anti-Semitism in Europe. Some of his stories were based on his own life, while some were based on the political and religious situation that he witnessed. The legacy of his work has continued to withstand the test of time due to its transformation into the hit Broadway musical. Rabinovitz was born in Pereyaslav, Poltava, Ukraine on March 2nd, 1859. The Ukraine was then part of Russia, and his father worked for the local government selling timber and grain. His mother owned a general store, and he spent most of his childhood living in a shtetl called Voronko, and was raised in the ultra-Orthodox Jewish culture as a Hasidic Jew. He attended Jewish schools until high school when his father sent him to the Russian county school. After graduating from high school, Rabinovitz worked as a tutor for a girl that was a distant cousin. They fell in love against the wishes of her father, and they were married in 1883 and had 6 children. In addition to his freelance writing, Rabinovitz was appointed to the position of rabbiner, crown rabbi by the Russian government. This was not the same as a rabbi that was ordained by way of a theological school, but a clerical position to control the Jewish community. Rabinovitz knew that he wanted to be a writer as a teenager. While in high school, he wrote his first literary work, The Jewish Robinson Crusoe. He's written over 300 short stories, several novels, and 15 plays. He published work in Hebrew, Russian, and Yiddish, but he preferred to write in Yiddish and is best known for his work in Yiddish. He published work under multiple pseudonyms, including Der Yiddischer Goslin, which means the robber Jew, and he first published under the name Shalom Aleichem in 1883 and eventually published only under that name. You know what Shalom Aleichem means, right? It means peace upon you, right? Okay. We did sing that at the beginning, and hopefully that made some sense. Okay. There were few serious Yiddish writers at that time. Some Jewish groups criticized the use of Yiddish. Rabinovitz was determined to write in Yiddish in order to make Yiddish writing seem respectable instead of like pulp fiction. His work was serialized in periodicals before it was published in book format. In 1886, he achieved critical acclaim for the short story The Penknife. Rabinovitz was deemed one of the best Yiddish writers of all time and was compared to Charles Dickens for his realistic style, and called the Yiddish Mark Twain in America for his comical and satirical style. He began to write the short stories about Tevye the dairyman in 1894 and continued to write about this character until his death. The situation for Jews in Russia was very grim between 1881 and 1914. Many lost their homes and their lives to the pogroms that targeted the Jewish community. Jews were banned in theater in Russia, but Yiddish theater thrived in Poland. In 1903, a 4-volume set of Rabinovitz's work were published in Warsaw and made available in leather and paperback. As his writing became more popular, he spent a considerable amount of time lecturing in other countries. He adapted his writing for the Yiddish theaters in Poland as well. The year 1905 was particularly bad, and his family was forced to leave Russia for Austria, obviously a better place. He spent time in Switzerland and Germany as well. And then in 1906, he was asked to do a lecture tour of the United States. A Jewish committee that included the Jewish newspapers sponsored this. In 1909, his work was first translated to Russian. This was very successful, and he became known as an international literary figure. And eventually, his writing was translated into all European languages and the main Asian languages as well. In 1914, his family moved to the United States for good, and during this period, he was published in Yiddish newspapers in New York. In 1915, his writing was published in the New York World. Some of his writing in English newspapers was published by the name of Solomon Rabinovitz, and he died in New York. Poor fellow, blind in one eye and myopic in the other, and too impoverished to afford spectacles. One day, searching through the garbage, he finds a pair of empty frames and puts them on. "Why are you doing that?" his friend asks. The man shrugs. "It's better than nothing." And that's one of the jokes that Shalom Aleichem wrote. Murray Horowitz tries to explain what Jewish humor is and what makes Jews funny. Survival is the usual reason given for the rise of Jewish humor. But, this guy says, the best comedy sheds light on our own condition. Comedy punches holes in stuffed shirts. comedy can make us look at ourselves from a point of view from outside ourselves. And that's what Shalom Aleichem does. He gives us the ability to laugh, to cry. I know if any of you have seen Fiddler on the Roof, there's a lot of crying in it. And here we are today still celebrating him, which is a wonderful measure of how we have survived despite anti-Semitism, which very unfortunately is growing right now in this country. I really do worry that eventually, decades from now, we're going to be back to this. So hopefully we can do everything we can to fight that. There are a few people who are guests here tonight, because it's their first time here. So I'd like them to please introduce themselves. Iris, would you like to introduce yourself? Good. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
We do this every Friday.
Yeah, this is the kind of service we usually. And please.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and this is Robert. I came here for the first time with last year's university.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, thank you.
I came here for the first time with last year university, and so I just decided to come and bring a friend.
Great.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Laura, and this is my first time. I really enjoyed it.
Great. Again, this is not our typical service, but
Speak for
you want
yourself.
to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Erin. This is my son Gabriel and my daughter Drew. We've actually been here a few years ago, but we moved back to the area recently, so now we're back.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Nice to have you. Okay, there's. Hi. Not you. You've been here before, Elisheva, but I don't think you've introduced yourself. You have, but not to everybody. So here you go.
My name is Elisheva, and I live in the area.
Great. And she's in the choir. Yes. Now, I mentioned this last week for some people who were here. I don't need two mics, that's for sure. But I'd like to mention again, since so many people are here, we have some people. The board needs to formally approve them. However, I don't think it's going to be an issue. So we have some new congregants. Amy Litt and Elliot Levine are joining us. Gail Pro, where are you? There. Gail Pro and Bert Haber are going to be joining us as well. Gail is a teacher in our religious school. She made the beautiful talit that's inside the Torah. So we're thrilled to have you. Melissa McKeith has. Melissa McKeith will join us eventually. We're going to the Beit Din on the 5th of September, so that's very exciting. Let's see. Wait a minute. Doug Moss and his wife Angela. Doug is joining us as well. So we've got a whole bunch of new congregants coming in, which is very, very exciting. And Katie Fields and her family are also joining us. Her children are going to be in religious school. Her youngest child is very happy to be near Judah again, right? When we were at the Beit Din, she actually, Lily, converted with her mom. And when we asked her, what do you like about temple? She said, Judah. So they're very happy to be back again. These two have been here before, Tom and Kim, but Kim is also going to be taking a class on Introduction to Judaism, so eventually she will hopefully join us as well. Okay, we also have a guest here. Let me turn this on.
Evie Malonowski, and this is probably my third time, my very good friends.
Great.
My family.
Wonderful.
I really enjoy coming here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good to have you here. And of course, Tiffany's mom. Oh, Tiffany also is joining us. Yes, Tiffany is joining. And her mom is here, which is great, and one of her sons. Hi. This is the wonderful son. The other wonderful son is not here, or there's only one wonderful one. Right. Okay, did I miss anybody? Matthew's back there. He's been here before with his. What's the name of your dog? Prophet. Okay. And Melissa, did you bring your dog? Zeus is here too. Okay. Do you know that these are two service dogs? Do you know what the FAA has actually now ruled are okay to bring on an airplane as far as service animals are concerned? Horses. Little horses. Aww.
But
Because
they
there's
need
so
a
much
seat.
room in between the seats. Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. It's like, okay, so welcome to our new congregants. Welcome to our guests. And welcome to everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank this lady for bringing us this wonderful, wonderful service.
And this man.
And
Dan
Spector. Dan Spector and the Cantor together created this. And of course, the world is very small because Dan Spector used to act with my husband. And they know each other from like 15 years ago. That's how it works. And I know you wanted to mention all the other people here, so I'm going to let you do that.
I will. Thank you so much. We've got wonderful Dan Spector on the keyboards. We've got Jory Yarmoff on everything, on guitar and bass. We've got Mary Keating, our lovely fiddler. Thank you so much for joining us, Mary. We've got Morse Maduro is my person in crime, whatever, cohort in crime, co-conspirator, and singing. And then we've got, of course, Adam Perlstein. Thank you very much on the drums, and Eric Sbar, who is also on, what is that instrument? Euphonium and trombone. It's a trombone. Okay. And bass. Okay, so they're all sort of, yeah. And also we've got Josh in the back helping with the sound. Thank you. And of course, Rabbi singer.
I did a lot of music. So even though normally we don't applaud during a service, because of this incredible performance they did, I think we should go ahead and.
No. Don't worry about that. Okay. All right.
Now there's some announcements. Okay, so on Thursday, September 12th, who here has an Ashkenazic background? All right, you will want to come to a dinner and a presentation on September 12th. Free dinner and free program on genetic conditions among Ashkenazim. Or if you know an Ashkenazi, that would be good too. So please RSVP to our office. We only have about 10 people so far. It's a free dinner. Free dinner. They're going to take into account all the multiple dietary needs, okay? So you won't be forced to eat, like ham or something. Okay. And then, so just RSVP to our office, and we will be very happy to have you come. And even if you don't have an Ashkenazic background and you're just curious, you can come anyway. Slichot is September 21st. We're getting towards the high holidays now, like countdown. So Slichot is the preparatory service, and at 8 o'clock we will have 2 one-act plays that Jordan Lund is going to be directing and starring in, and we'll have a little discussion about them, and then an oneg, and then the service. So please come to that. If you've not returned your form for the Book of Memory and your New Year's card, please do so, because the deadline is next week. And if you've not returned your religious school packet, please do so as well. And does anyone have any other announcements? Did I miss anything? Or anybody? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, Lori, you're back from the kitchen, so I'd like to ask you to open the Ark for the Aleinu. Is Harry Friedman, is Harry Friedman back in here? Because I know he was...
Oh, there's Harry Friedman.
Oh, so I'd like you to open the Ark for the Aleinu too, because you guys were in the kitchen when we were honoring the board that made our dinner. They were doing the candles and the kiddush, but now you got to open the Ark for the Aleinu, and we rise. And the Aleinu is to the tune of If I Were a Rich Man.
Shabeach, Lahadon HaKol HaTeken Yalale Beishit, Shalom Asan Nekorei HaRatzot, V'lo Samad Bishmor Adama, Hey, Shalom Sahateinu, Karkem V'Goraleinu Kevol Amonam, V'anachnu
So we take a moment now to think of those who are no longer with us. May their memories be for a blessing. We're observing Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Neil Singer, husband of Monica Singer. Is anyone else here in Shloshim or in the first year of mourning and would like to mention a name? And we're observing yard sites this Shabbat for Rick Welch, Erwin Werner, Pearl Rollins, Florence Horowitz, Harriet Kaplan, Pearl Vassa Barnett, Jules Lewis Gilbert, Charlie Woodcock, Sophia Eisendorf, Edward Berkowitz, Joseph Lippo, Rose Treiber, Lane Thomas Gilbert, Morris Wilczyk, Ida B. Needleman, Lillian Grokoff, Janet Fishman. Is anyone else here observing a yard site? Please join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Please rise as we also remember those who perished in the Holocaust and have no one to say the mourner's Kaddish for them.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Amen.
Be'almad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'fchayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. La'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechmata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen. Our closing song is Adon Olam to the music of tradition.
Hashem Allah, Adon.
Okay, may I have the very young villagers come up here, please, for the motzi? Is Jacob still there or no? Jacob's not.
Youngsters.
But you can come up if you'd like. Come on up.
Hamotzi lechem haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our triumphal prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom. Please join us for our dinner and
Shabbat
thank
shalom.
these wonderful musicians.
Motzi, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Because we don't.